Welcome to this edition of Backstage Pass with Leah Chang. I'm your host, Leah Chang. Today, I'm at 59E59 Theaters with Alex Lin, whose new play, Laowang, is currently in production through December 14th. It stars Wai Ching Ho, Cindy Cheung, Emy Keum, John Norman Schneider, and Daisuke. And Alex has taken the time to sit down with me. I'm such a fan of her work, and I'm so grateful. Well, congratulations on the first, is it a world premiere of Laowang?
This is the world premiere, and I guess it would also ostensibly be the New York premiere as well. It's also my debut. This is my debut.
How did you make the pivot from acting to writing?
So Leah knows a little bit about this because she was in a Zoom reading of the second play I'd written ever during COVID.
You know, I find that so amazing.
Thank you.
Because it was women over 100 years.
Yeah,
a family of women over 100 years. And the voices were so unique and at the same time real.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, and Leah was amazing. That play was called Bad Chinese Daughter. Like I said, it was the second play I'd ever written. And it was during COVID, which I actually started writing. So I was in a show at Actors Theatre Louisville. We had like one performance at the Humana Festival. Everything got shuttered. I went back home to live with my parents. And so it was a really confusing, weird time for everybody, right? And I took the opportunity to use this abundance of free time that I had to explore something I'd never explored before, which is writing, actually generating art and generating plays in that way. So yeah, it was literally because of COVID.
Even though, so that's 2019, but you have a slew of writing awards and commissions. So what did that feel like for you in the transition, but actually in a better seat of power?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, for sure.
And agency.
Yes, completely. I don't think it's a secret that when you are generative in that way, you do have a greater degree of agency over your art because you're the one writing it down, right? You're the one creating it. So what it personally felt like for me to have that, I guess, like acceleration in my career in that way, it almost didn't really feel real until 2023.
Okay.
Because everything was online. So I was kind of looking at my computer, reading these emails.
And people.
Yeah.
People on your computer in the Zoom readings.
Right, exactly. And so there was connection in that way and recognition in that way. And obviously I got all the emails and all the, so everything was happening on a screen. So I was able to be happy and appreciative of it, but I don't think it felt real until we all started coming back together in person in 2023. And I think the moment I remember it really hitting me was when I went to the office where my representation is for the first time. I went to the Chrysler building and I went all the way up in the elevator and I just saw the doors open and I saw the name of the company that I'm represented at. And I was just like, oh.
Did you cry?
A little bit. I was like, I can't believe I did that actually, because obviously, you sign with an agency, you sign the paperwork, you're working with them, you're talking to them pretty often, but the reality didn't hit me until I actually saw it in front of my face. So it was a journey in a lot of ways, for sure. Yeah.
So let's talk about how you developed Laowang. Yeah. What was your inspiration as we sit on the set of the play?
Oh my God!
By Wilson Chin.
Yes, by Wilson Chin. Shout out to Wilson. Killed it. So this play, I think I finished a draft of it in 2023. And the inspiration was actually after we did that Zoom reading of Bad Chinese Daughter, I remember just being so mesmerized by Wai and her performance in a role that in that play is relatively very, very small and just not a lot of page time, Right. So I was really blown away by that. And I just sort of had this moment where I thought, oh, I have to write something substantial for her. I'd done a lot of like Shakespeare adaptation work by 2023, so I knew I wanted to do a Lear. I had this sort of like mythology around my family's Chinese restaurant that they owned in New Jersey, and so I was like, okay, this is a good container and this is a good role for Wai. And we developed it at New York Theater Workshop. and then Two River, and then came to primary stages, and the primary stages decided to do it. But something funny that happened in the rehearsal process actually was I realized how personal the play was to me. On another level, I think I'd been kind of compartmentalized, it's very Asian, I've been compartmentalizing a significant part of my life, which is that, my gongong has had cognitive decline and dementia for 13 years. And actually doing the play and being in the room with it and seeing it come to life helped me confront that and also apply that during significant rewrites during the rehearsal process and previews that we had.
From primary stages, upcoming production, Laowang, A Chinatown King Lear. Please welcome to the stage playwright Alex Lin and director Joshua Brody.
Given each year to a member of the Primary Stages family who has championed new plays and playwrights, honoring Andrew's legacy and ensuring that it continues to inspire us for years to come. Me and Josh, are living proof that Andrew's passion lives on. Our upcoming... Andrew's so pretty! We are living proof that Andrew's passion lives on. Our upcoming production of Laowang is not only a world premiere, it is also my professional debut as a playwright.
We began rehearsals earlier this month, but the journey of Laowang started long before. We were fortunate to develop the play last year in the inaugural LIFT Lab, where we had dedicated time and space to dive deep into the work with actors and the Primary Stages team. That week was transformative and laid the foundation for everything we're building now in rehearsal with our incredible cast and team.
It got more personal than I really thought it was going to be, because I think I came in with the idea where, yes, this play is about my family's restaurant, but this isn't what happened in my family's restaurant. It's just, basic personality archetypes and family structure and stuff like that. And I think I was focusing more on, this is a fun Lear adaptation that I wrote for this actress that I really, really love seeing perform. But to be then confronted with, I think maybe what I was subconsciously thinking about all along was, honestly, it was amazing. It was a privilege. And I'm grateful for it. It was one of those funny times when art very much palpably affects you in your life. And so, yeah, I'm grateful that I actually processed that, and it's on stage now, and it's been amazing to see how many people can relate to it. Really.
Has your family come?
Yes, they have.
And what was their reaction?
They really loved it, which was
good.
very good. That was very validating. That was very validating as somebody who was often told to go to medical school. So, aren't you glad I'm not a doctor? I'd probably accidentally kill somebody by now. Oh I like to keep things a little bit of a mystery for them, so there's never really a one-to-one sort of person.
Right.
Maybe there is in my mind, but I change enough and I mold enough and I shift enough things with the characters, I think, that they can't immediately totally identify who exactly it is.
Right.
But they can identify certain stories or certain things that the characters say for sure.
So as you were working on the play, and actually now from page to stage, how has that affected your relationship with your gong?
Oh, I mean, it's been really important. I think that there's a scene with the Cordelia character and the Edmund character at the end that is not like mirrored by anything in Lear, which is really me talking to myself. And this repeated phrase of like, you still have time. I think I wanted to say that out loud and also say it to myself, because I'm sure many people can relate to this if they have a loved one suffering with dementia. It's really hard.
Yeah, my grandmother had dementia.
Yeah, it's incredibly hard at the end stages to see them like that.
It's devastating.
Yeah, and I want to just voice it. It can be uncomfortable. I know for a long time I wanted to pretend it wasn't really happening. So I didn't really acknowledge it. And then I wasn't intentional about the time that I spent with my gong-gong. Like, I would be there, but I wasn't really facing the fact that this disease is happening to
Mhm.
him and is progressing and getting
Mhm.
worse and worse, and eventually he will pass away.
Right.
So I think actually doing this play helped me unblock that a lot. And I remember
And where does he live?
he lives in New Jersey.
Okay, there you
He
go.
lives in New
So
Jersey.
He's close
He's
enough for
very
you
close.
to see.
All of us are very, very close to each other. We basically live in the same town in New Jersey. My grandparents are a walk away from my parents'
Oh my
house.
God, that's amazing.
So I would go and visit, but again, I wasn't intentional about the
Sure.
visit. And so, you know, after the first preview, I sort of said to myself, I'm going to go and be very intentional about the visit, actually process this. And I did. And it was really good for me. And during Thanksgiving, seeing them too, I was more intentional. And I think it's actually helping me a lot to face the feeling as opposed to, you know, pretending I don't feel it.
Well,
you
and
know.
to grow.
Yeah,
As a person.
yeah, completely.
Just your heart.
It's funny how plays can do that. And it's funny how a play that I wrote is doing that to myself, because I tend to view playwriting as fun
Somebody
time
else's
for
story.
me.
Yeah.
Fun time.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm like,
right.
oh, I'm having a good time. I'm like
Right.
being creative. I'm like
Right.
making art, and then we get to have fun in the rehearsal room and, you know, stuff like that. But it really is one of those instances where something I wrote made me a better person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we shift gears into Chinese Republicans, which is coming in February
Yeah, so
at
crazy.
the Roundabouts, Lower Pels Theater, directed by my very special friend Cheung.
Special friend. My special
Now, I read that you actually credit him as a mentor.
Yes, I mean 100%. 100%. I don't think my career would be anywhere near where it is right now without Jay's guidance and support. I really mean that. He was the first person to really give credence on another level to my writing and talk about my writing like it wasn't just a hobby. I mean, you're going to see the satirical farce of the ages. It unintentionally is perhaps one of the most relevant things I've ever written prior to it becoming relevant. I mean, I finished a draft. 2023 was very productive for me, ostensibly. I finished a draft of that in early 2023, and then we just workshopped at a bunch of different places.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was interesting to see how, you know, as things became more politically fraught in the country, the play actually
Got better.
Kind of got better.
Gotta-
Actually, the satire cannot keep up with reality at this point.
Well, isn't that why they stopped doing Veep?
Yes, because it can't be. You can't possibly think of anything ridiculous enough to be on TV.
Or people behaving more ridiculous.
Yes, completely. But yeah, no, it's a special play to me. It's a very personal play to me. And I wrote it at a time where I felt very, not that I don't still feel this way, but I was much younger than I am now, and at much more of the beginning of my career, as opposed to being like emerged now, where I see the production and the things that go into it and all the logistic stuff, and I hear about budgets and whatever.
Right.
I wrote this play when I was still just like, oh my God, like, what about this crazy idea? So purely. Similarly wrote Chinese Republicans. I wasn't even, at that point in my career, I wasn't even thinking of like productions or anything like that. I was thinking like, oh, I have to finish this. I have to finish this commission, and I have an idea for it that I'm really riled up about. That was like all I was thinking of, and then something, I don't know, kind of magical happened with it. And we've had such an amazing, amazing, fun journey with developing it. I can't wait for people to see it. It is definitely a crazy satirical comedy and like a huge farce.
And something that hasn't been seen before.
Yes, like these Asian women being the way that I think Asian women behave and the way that I experience women behaving in my real life.
Yeah.
But I guess, not really seen on stage. It's so funny because, again, in my real life, this is how most Asian women in my personal circle behave. But it's very rarely seen on stage. So that's very, very exciting to me. And I think the play has grown a lot in terms of depth, too, in exploring the main character and her whole sort of like ethos.
Something else I want to talk about is your work as a producer with A24.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to know what exactly that entails.
Sure, yes. So the specifics of that was I worked for a aerospace media company That was a subsidiary of A24, so we got all those perks. But I worked in, this is part of like my tech background. I worked in like the aerospace marketing
So
industry.
is that your day? Is that your?
That
no,
was my
actually,
day job.
that
I don't
was
have a day job anymore. This is my day job now. Lucky me. But yeah, that was my day job for a while. I was working in aerospace media marketing and then specifically tech marketing. And I worked at several different agencies, but I also worked at a couple companies in-house. So what I would do there was a lot of digital content marketing, a lot of stuff with websites or SEO.
What does it mean for you to be an Asian American theater maker in this time?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot. I don't know if I could ever really put it into words, but I think about it a lot, especially being lucky enough to have 2 shows going up this season. And just hearing
as a debut.
As a debut.
I mean, come on.
It was like double whammy debut.
Doubly blessed.
Yes, for sure. It makes me very grateful for the people who have helped me along the way and essentially carried me to this point. And it makes me really, I'm just grateful that my family gets to see it because I joked about this earlier, like you should just be a doctor. I think a lot of that came from a fear of, maybe somebody like me not being able to support myself as an artist because you just don't see it a lot, right? Mm-hmm. You really don't. And this makes me hopeful that it almost maybe can become mundane.
That is what is so special about Laowang, in that you have, let's see, it's Y, Cindy, Dice, Amy, and John. You have 5 Asian American actors at the top of their game.
Yeah.
But it's humanity on stage.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel is so important for us as creators in that way, right? It should be the norm.
Yes.
It is. It's our norm.
It's our norm. And we're human. Yes. It's so funny to me that it's still almost like a ridiculous discovery in the theater sometimes.
Well, what do you want audiences coming to see Laowang to come away with?
I think I want them to come away with a deeper understanding or curiosity about their own family, and reflection on, even the difficult parts of having a family. Why do you push through it and still choose to love each other anyway? Mm-hmm. I would love for people to be reflecting on that. For sure. Because like you said, it's humanity on stage. It's the humanity of Asian American people. And I think my greatest hope is that with these plays and also Chinese Republicans, it can help other audiences who aren't Asian American see that we have very interesting, fully like nuanced, fully full of like depth stories to tell and share that they will also enjoy and relate to, even if they are not Asian themselves.
Well, what's great about primary stages and the roundabout is they have really good outreach programs to the community. I mean, they went through the roof with Yellowface last year, so I know they'll do a good job.
Yes, I'm very excited
Alex,
for it.
I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's so nice that I actually get to catch up with you in person.
Yes!
And not online.
I know. So great. I'm glad we could do it.
Yangtze Repertory Theatre presented a community industry presentation of the first act of Hua Mulan, a new musical by Jason Ma inspired by the legendary 5th century Chinese folk heroine at Pearl Studios NYC on November 7th. The presentation was co-directed by Billy Bustamante and Chongren Fan. Hua Mulan features an ensemble cast of 14 led by Ali Ewoldt as Madame Hua and Maybe Happy Endings Claire Kwon as Mulan. The cast also includes Liz Casasola, Emy Coligado,
Alex Humphreys, Stephen Nguyen, Jimmy Nguyen, Elijah V. Ramos, Sam Simak, Bebe Browning, Andrew Christie, Emily Song Tyler, Viet Vo, and Haoyi Wen. Stage directions were read by Victoria Pommalath. Additional creative team members included music director Minhui Lee, assistant director Haoyi Wen, and stage manager Merrick Williams.
My name is Alex Lin. I am the executive director of Yangtze Repertory.
My name is Chongren, and I'm the artistic director of Yangtze Repertory. Thank you so much for coming today. This is the very first invited-only community within the industry reading of an exciting new musical, Hua Mulan, by the very important community leader of A-Poh. Very talented group of people. You all know their faces, and you've seen them on stage and doing readings and productions. So this is our honor to present this reading today.
And before we bring on Jason, just some very boring housekeeping stuff. Make sure your phone is silenced. We have two wonderful photographers actually taking photos of this reading. And there are food, they're delicious, like egg tarts, popcorn, buns. Hope you've already enjoyed them. We're going to keep the room open after the reading, so please stay and mingle, chat with the cast, the creative team. And without further ado, Jason.
Something very important, there are resealable bags for the danton and the chassu bao, so we're Asian. So thank you all for being here. This is amazing. I'm so grateful and honestly so touched, honored, humbled that you're all here. You're like my friends, my family, my chosen family, my heroes, my muses, my inspiration, and some of you are all of those things. Ali Ewoldt. So I need to thank Yangtze Repertory Theatre for this opportunity. I'm so grateful to Sally and Chongren for the resources and the support, both artistic and material, to make this happen. It's even a 29-hour reading is, crazy expensive. So thank you so much. The resources to be able to share work and gather community is very important. 2025 has not been fun, so it's our superpower. When we gather, we can heal, we can create something bigger. That's been so true this week. Can you look at that? This group behind me and Billy and Chongren, who are co-directing this, it's been really magical. They are really exceptionally generous people with amazing sort of individual energies, and they all channel them into telling this story. And it's been a pleasure this whole week. So now some background, which is why I have this here. So this is an origin story, and we do have the story start in childhood, and there is an 8-year-old character and a 10-year-old character, And in a production, they would be played by age-appropriate actors. But today, Claire and Elijah will be playing their 8 and 10-year-old selves. And then halfway through this first act, they will become their 17 and 15-year-old selves. So with that in mind, halfway through the act, there's a jump in time. It's the 5th song, and young Mulan briefly sings with her older self as the child actor hands off the story to the adult actor. And today Claire will be briefly joined by an additional voice, Alex, and continue on after the handoff as the older Mulan. So I'm so excited to share this with you guys. Thank you for being here. It's already been amazing. So.
What I can do is a question that's been answered now. What I can do is a puzzle that's been solved. Fate has brought me a chance somehow to prove my worth in a moment just now. How quickly life has turned, the world has revolved. What I can do is the inner truth that I've been seeking. Now Father sees it's who I'm meant to be. No more feeling like a freak, like an outcast, always sneaking around. Am I found? Am I finally free? So lonely and isolated, fated to be the